Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. For those of you who have been doing the tarot lessons or following along with the tarot lessons, this will be segment 6. This is Pip Cards 1 through 5. And if you have not seen the other videos, I suggest you go over to my videos and look at the other ones, because this one will go in order. You will need to know what comes before this in order to do this one. Alrighty, so with that being said, let's get started. The easiest way that I memorized what the Pip cards stand for is by breaking them up into 2 parts. So that's what I'm doing with the Pip cards. I'm doing 1 through 5 first, and then 6 through 10 next. All right, so this is 1 through 5. And the easiest way to memorize the first 5 is with the Magician. This is all about us manifesting something new into our lives. This is like new ideas, new passions, new financial starts, new material starts, new emotion. So that's it. So that's the Magician represents the aces, which are always about new beginnings. Every single ace is about a new beginning in thought, a new beginning in passion or desire, a new beginning in emotion, and a new beginning in your physical world. Okay? All right. We're going to take a look at each one of these a little bit closer as we go along. All right, so then we have 2. 2 is all about choices. The choices that we make using our intuition, discerning balance into our lives, and choosing what is best for us based on what we know and what we feel, what we believe, and what we feel is right. So the High Priestess represents 2s. 2s are all about choices and balance. The 2 of Swords, choice that takes some mental effort. 2 of Wands, passion or desire. 2 of Cups, choice could be a choice between lovers or a choice between yourself and your soulmate. 2 of Pentacles, a choice between things that are materialistic. So, like I said, we'll break these down as we go. Next, we have the Empress, which is the 3rd card in the Major Arcana. She's all about nurturing and growth, adding more to make something grow. So 3s are all about growth within your mind, growth within your passions, growth within your emotions, and growth within your physical world. Okay? So that's what the 3s are about. 3s are about growth. 4s, the Emperor, he is stable. He is all about stability. He's about control. He's about fairness. He's about tightness. I wouldn't say fairness, but he rules his kingdom with an iron fist. It's all about being stable and being grounded. So once we grow, we come to this point of stability, which the 4s is about. Taking a mental break, finding the happiness and the joy within everything that you love to do. Being emotionally content. Being materialistically content, or needing to save, okay? Needing to save to keep up the stability, okay? Then we move on to 5s, and 5s are all about conflict, some type of issue that needs to be resolved, because once you're stable, there arises some conflict sometimes, and usually that's to progress the cycle along. So 5s are all about progression and conflict, and needing to seek higher counsel or needing to seek advice, needing to gain more knowledge in order to move forward. Conflict in your mind, conflict with your passions, or competition with desires or somebody who's in competition with you. You know, staying in the grief for too long, feeling left out, or having to go it alone. So each of these numbers means something in general. Aces mean manifesting, and aces mean manifestation. Twos mean choices or balance. Threes mean growth. Fours mean stability. Fives mean conflict and needing to gain knowledge to move forward. Okay, so now we're going to break down each one of these. Okay, so we're going to start with the aces. The aces is all about manifesting. Manifesting things, new things into your life, new beginnings, okay? Just like the magician has all four suits and that infinity sign up above his head, we are constantly manifesting new ideas, new passions, new emotions, new material things into our life. We do this on a day-to-day basis. But, you know, the big significant things, they take a little bit longer to manifest, okay? So Ace of Swords, this can mean when it comes up into a reading, it can mean new thought, new thought paths, new ideas, that new spark or new information that comes in that will help you grow your idea. It's everything new that is mental. It can also mean a new spiritual belief or a new spiritual take on life. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is all about new passion, new desire, new motivation, that new spark that gets you going, that new passion that you want to start. Ace of Cups. This is new love. This is new emotion, a new way of liking something or loving something. This could be new love coming into you. This is also an intuition card. So maybe a new take on your intuition is coming in. Maybe your intuition is evolving and moving to the next level, getting stronger. But this has to do with intuition and emotion. So something new coming in. You see the fish down there? That's all highly spiritual, just like the birds here are spiritual. So I like to think swords and cups are kind of like my spiritual cards. I don't know, that sounds weird. And then my ace and wands are more of like my action and my fire. That's another thing. Wands also mean action, you know, and the swords, they can also mean like spiritual insight, and cups mean intuition. So anything new with that. Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. This usually means something new coming into your environment. That could be in the forms of a new job. It can be in the forms of a new house. It can be forms of new financial means. It could be some type of inheritance coming in. Anything that's new, that's tangible and physical in your world. It can be a new person coming into your life as well. Anything that you can touch. So these are what the ones are. You have to have the beginning in order to complete the cycle. Okay, so now we're moving on to twos. Twos, like this High Priestess, is all about intuition. You see how she's got a pillar on each side. In the normal Rider-Waite, it's B and J or something like that, and they're black and white, which is, or black and white. I don't know. I can't see because of the camera angle. But anyways, those are, I think, gods or insights. I can't remember exactly what they are, but they're like ancient Egyptian, I think. But this is all about intuition, knowing the secrets, using your intuition to make a decision. The High Priestess, it has the script of life. She knows, she's like the holder of the Akashic records, and she knows everything that's going to happen, but she's only going to give you little bits and pieces, kind of like how your intuition is. It gives you little bits and pieces. All right. But this is all about decision making. Two of Swords. she's got the blindfold over her eyes, so she's not paying attention to her intuition. She's using her logic more than her intuition to solve a problem, and that can be to somebody's detriment. So depending on where it comes out in a reading, this is saying that the client or current needs to utilize their intuition more in order to make a decision, or they need to utilize their logic more to make a decision, depending on where it comes out and what is by it. And we're going to be getting into the spreads and stuff like that and how you can, and combos later on. All right, so the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about desire, passion, right? So this has to do with somebody knowing, because when we have a deep desire, we know what we want, right? We know what choice we want to make. But sometimes those choices are hard to make because we don't want to leave another passion or another desire or something behind. We do not want to leave something behind, but we know we need to make that choice in order to get our current desire, to have the world with it, So this has to do with, when I see Two of Wands, I see it as knowing what decision to make, but having a hard time making that decision because you don't want to let something go. All right? because you want both, but you can't have both. Okay? That's what the Two of Wands. So when it comes up in a reading, I feel as the client or current does know what decision to make, but it's like they want both things. They don't want to have to make that decision, okay? Two of Cups. All right. So this stands for a lot of things, and it's one of those cards that is a soulmate card, because this is like your other half. Now, I said twos are choices, and they're also dualities. So this is like the other half of your soul. When this comes up in a reading, it can mean a soulmate, somebody coming to you. This could mean the other half of your soul. It could mean choosing between lovers. It also could mean choosing between lovers, or it could mean choosing between the love of your life and yourself, or your self-love. Okay? All right. So Two of Pentacles. This one is about balance. This is about balance, duality, balancing out the things in your physical life, your work, your home, your kids, your husband or your wife, your brothers and your sisters, your mom and your dad, whatever the case may be. It's something tangible in your life, your home and family, balancing them, making the decisions that you need to keep things balanced. When this comes up in a reading, it usually signifies to me that someone is making a choice, and this choice that they're making is going to balance out something in their material world, or this choice that they're making isn't going to balance out something in their material world. It depends on what is by it as well. All right, so those are the twos. So threes. Threes is all about growth. And hold on, I just want to make sure this is this recording? Yeah. Sorry about that. I didn't see if it was recording or not. Anyways, okay, so threes. Threes are all about growth. They're about collaboration. They're about the relationships that we have and the people that help us to make things grow. The help that we receive from above. Sometimes it can represent a bunch of people coming together to help you grow this idea or this passion of yours. All right, so the first thing, Three of Swords, this all has to do with the mind, right? But it also, I feel like it's the heart as well, and it's the soul. It's clinging on or trying to grow past some type of mental pain or mental anguish that you have received. It could be a heartbreak. It can mean heartbreak, but it also can mean mental anguish, trying to grow past mental anguish or mental pain that you have received. A lot of people equate it to the heartbreak. And you see the moon picking out there, it's saying to use your intuition here. Use your intuition. Okay, so I always think of it as mind, body, and soul. Something hurt or broke down your mind, body, and soul in order for you to grow and move forward, to learn a lesson. There needs to be a lesson learned here in order to grow, is what I look at that card as. Three of Wands. This is all your passions, all your desires. You putting forth effort into something and waiting for your ships to come in. Now, this can mean that a little progress is being made, that you need to put more effort in to grow this passion, this desire, or this situation. Can mean, with the birds up here, it can mean you need some help. You need some help, but I really feel like you need to put more effort in order to grow this situation along. Three of Cups. This is all about celebration. This is about collaborating with people, to further along this project you have. It can mean social networking, but and it can mean third party situations. In some instances, it can mean that there's a third party involved. Emotionally, this is all about emotion. So, it can be you pouring all of your emotions and everything into one cup, putting all of your eggs into one basket, so to speak, putting your heart and soul into something, but it also pouring your heart and soul into it, putting all your emotion into it. Okay. Like I said, it also can speak of third party, but it can also speak of collaboration, like having networking, like getting people emotionally involved in your work or progress. Three of Pentacles. This is all about networking as well. This is about people coming together and working hard to see your vision come to life. This is like everybody working together to accomplish the same goal, to grow this goal. If you see here, they're all working really hard on this window here. This is all about working together to make progress in a situation, in a tangible situation. Okay. All right. So those are the threes. The fours. We're moving on to the fours now. And sorry, I have to check to make sure it was still going. All right, so the fours, the Emperor rules the fours. This is all about stability and control. This is about having control of your environment, having control in your little world here, and it's about stability. You want to have that control because everything is stable, and you want to keep it stable. All right. This can also mean clinging, overbearing. Okay. Something that you're holding on to or clinging to. Four of Swords. This usually speaks of taking a time out mentally to think about everything that's going on in your life. Very Zen-like, very Om-like. Really thinking about, having that mental break, not having to worry about a ton of things, not having to have that anxiety where you got to make sure everything is done, because everything is done and it is safe, it's secure, it's stable right now. So now it's time for you to pause mentally and take a break, take a mental break. Okay. Four of Wands. This is all about passion, stability, happy home life. This can be about a happy home life. This is about being stable in your house, in your family. It can represent a home, but something that you're very passionate about. It's finally reached that stable point, and you're celebrating here. This is a card of celebration, happiness and celebration. Four of Cups. This is emotional. You emotionally clinging to something right here. You giving of yourself and needing to refill your cup. Because if you don't refill your cup, you're going to hit the Five of Cups energy, and you don't want to be in the Five of Cups energy. So when this comes up in a reading, it is usually reminding the client or the client that they need to take a look at themselves, and they need to refill their own emotional cup, because they're giving to everybody else, and they're not seeing that refill right behind them. Okay? So this is about emotionally taking care of yourself. It's about self-care. You're taking care of everybody else, and that's why everything is stable. But now it's time for you to take care of yourself. It's time to give yourself a little bit of TLC. All right. So the Four of Pentacles, when this comes up, this can speak of this can speak of greed. This can speak of clinging too much to financial or material means, depending on where it comes up in the reading. But this also can indicate a need to save your money, a need to look at your finances, to really save what is coming in. Otherwise, you're going to have a hard time when you hit the Five of Pentacles, okay? You need to save your money here. And it also can be clinging, like somebody is clinging too much to you, or you're clinging too much to a person because you're afraid that they're going to leave. It's anything that you're clinging to in the material world, and it's also asking you to take a look at what you need to cling to and what you don't need to cling to. So those are the fours. And finally, we have the fives. Now, the five is represented by the Hierophant. And this is usually because it's a time where we need to take a look at our situations, the conflicts that we are facing. There needs to be some sort of knowledge or lesson gained from this conflict or this battle or this competition. There's some sort of lesson that needs to be learned here. It can also mean seeking higher counsel or seeking advice of those that have been through this situation before in order to move and grow past this situation. All right, so 5 is all about conflicts in order to grow, because 1 through 10 is all about one complete cycle, right? While 1 through 5 is about the first half of that cycle. So when you've hit the 5 energy, you've already completed the first half of your cycle. But you have to move past the 5s in order to get into the 6 energy to continue with the cycle. I'm sorry, I don't know why somebody's got a mow right now. But hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. We have the 5 of Swords right here, and this speaks of some type of mental competition or mental what word am I looking for? Mental conflict is what I'm looking for. This is somebody who thinks they know it all, that doesn't want to listen to the opinions of others. See how that other person is walking away right there with his own 2 swords, and this person is standing with his 3 swords. It's like, I know it all. I don't need to be taught a lesson. I can move forward. But no, really, you need to be taught a lesson. You need to know what there is to know about the situation. And also can indicate that you've learned enough. But usually a 6 will come out, or 6 of Swords will come out when you've learned enough. But right here, it just speaks of a know-it-all. So that's what that card means. 5 of Wands. This is all about competition. This is about competition, warring of desires. This is a struggle between desires here. Whatever it is, you could be in competition with somebody with the same desire. You could also be in competition with those in your family, with what you want to do with your life. They might not be listening to you, but you're expressing your passion and your emotion here. But whatever it is, that it's like they don't want to listen. So it's like a big tug of war. So 5s is all about competition, because passion is competition. All right, so 5 of Cups, this is about emotion, right? This is about grief. This card, the energy from it is heavy grief. Crying over something that you can't change, something that you can't fix, when there's 2 other options up here that you're not seeing because you're crying over something that you can't fix. So that's what that means. Okay, so moving on to the 5 of Pentacles. The 5 of Pentacles is all about your tangible world. Well, if you think about what was before this, we had the 4 of Pentacles, somebody clinging on to something too tightly. And sometimes when you cling on to things too tightly, you end up being in this alone like vibe or energy. This is all about going it alone. This is about feeling left out. This is about feeling like the world is giving you the cold shoulder. This is all about not receiving help from people and you needing to help yourself. So when this comes out in a reading, it's usually the client feels left out of something, or the client feels left out of something, or the client or client, whatever you want to say, needs to go it alone for a while to write their own world. They need to seek higher advice. And especially if these come out together, it's like they need to seek advice from counsel. Okay? But that's a combo, and we'll get into combos later. Alrighty. So this was 5s. Okay, so just a quick little recap. We have the Magician. You manifest something, then you have to make a choice on something with the High Priestess. You have to grow it with the Empress. You have to keep maintaining the stability with the Emperor, and then move out of conflict with the Hierophant. Okay, so that's a good way to remember the 1 through 5 of the Pip cards. You have the new beginning, the choices you have to make for that new beginning, the growth and the emotions and the breakdowns that come with that, the stability that comes after that, the needing to take a break, the stability, and then the conflict that moves you forward. Okay, now if you look at it this way, this is the Ace. This is just one way to look at it because we have the Ace of Swords here. So new mindset, right? Then once we go from a new mindset, we go into this needing to make a decision with our logic in order to move forward. Then we've got the 3 of Swords here, emotional breakdown or a mental breakdown, because we weren't listening to our intuition here. Okay, we made the choice with our own logic instead of our intuition. Then we go into the part where we need to reconnect. We need to clear our mental garbage, our mental baggage with the 4 of Swords. We need to become stable again. So we have to take that mental break, that mental time out. But then when we go into the 5 of Swords, we've got this know-it-all attitude because we've meditated, we've took that time out, and we think we know it all. But you need to seek higher counsel. But if you see, that's how each suit is. Each suit can go like that, can have a story like that. And that's what I suggest you do. You can make up your own story with it. So then that way you can, it'll help you memorize the cards a lot better, because that's what I do. Like a new passion came in here for me, but I've got this old passion that I want as well as this new passion, and I need to make the decision. Okay, I've made the decision. I'm putting forth the effort into the one passion that I knew I needed to go for, and now I'm all happy and stable, and it's a fun time and celebration. But then there's haters. There's people that don't like what I'm doing, and they're competing with me. They're warring with me to get me to stop. So I need to seek higher counsel. Okay? Same with the aces. Something new coming into your world, like say this is a new job, then you have to make the choices to balance it between job and family in your life, okay? And then, oh wait, oops, we have pentacles here. Sorry, I don't know how that happened. I thought I had them all in order. I guess I didn't. Okay. So then once you find the balance, you need somebody to come in and help you maintain and keep that balance. You need collaboration, friends, whatever, to help you keep that balance and that choices that you made. Then we get to the Four of Pentacles, where you've collected a good income. You're stable now. You don't want to lose it. You're clinging on to it. But then what happens is something happens and boom, you don't have nothing. You're feeling left out of the cold. You're feeling poor. You're feeling, just like this whole cycle wasn't worth it. Okay. See, that's how you can, if you put stories into the cards like that, it's easy to remember what they are. A new emotion, new love coming in. Oh my God, this is my soulmate. I choose this person. Oh, but wait, there's somebody else involved. There's a third party involved. I'm dumping all my heart and emotion into this. I'm trying to grow this, but there's something that's involved here. Somebody else that's involved. And then you go to the fours, where it's like you're giving to two people and you're not replenishing. You're giving too much to your soulmate and you're not replenishing yourself, okay? And then you move over into the Five of Cups, and it's like you've received some sort of loss, maybe a loss of the soulmate or a loss of somebody that you are emotionally tied to, and you are crying over something that you can't change, that you can't fix. You can't see these cups that you already have behind you, something else that's going to emotionally fulfill you. You need to seek higher counsel. But if you do it that way, it'll be so much easier to remember 1 through 5. Well, I hope this helped you, and if it did, please comment below. If you have any questions, please comment below or email me at soulreflectionstarot@gmail.com, and I will make a video and explain your question to everybody else. I will keep you anonymous if you want me to. Okay? Well, until the next tarot lesson, bye everyone.